Dr. Phetsile Dlamini was born into a rural Adventist family.
I'm born of a rural father who liked farming, but he was a soldier in the Second World War. And my mother was a teacher, but very much rural. But they inspired me to study and become whatever I wanted to be. So at the age 12, I wanted to be a doctor because I liked helping people. So that's how they motivated me and supported me.
Unlike many girls in Africa, Phetsile got a good education.
When I finished high school, I went to university in Lesotho, which is a country in Southern Africa, and did a Bachelor of Science degree. And because I wanted to be a doctor, I then proceeded to do a medical degree in Ghana. And after that, of course, I returned and worked in Swaziland, in South Africa. I then specialized in children, so I'm a pediatrician because I love children. And have done public health as well as a diploma in the HIV management in Southern Africa because there's such a great need to cope with the HIV epidemic.
On her return to Swaziland, she practiced rural medicine and was in charge of 22 clinics when the king appointed her Minister of Health and Social Welfare, responsible for the health of a nation at the epicenter of the AIDS pandemic. More than a third of Swazis are HIV positive. In some way, all families are affected, and large numbers of orphans and vulnerable children are trying to care for relatives with AIDS. Phetsile has been an articulate spokesperson for African nations facing this crisis, with a strong focus on education. She is the author of major studies on the needs of orphans and vulnerable children, and a member of international commissions, sometimes presiding. She addressed the United Nations General Assembly in a special session on children on May 10, 2002, where she shared the daunting challenges children face in Swaziland and other African nations. Anyone in such a prominent position faces opposition. Phetsile is no exception.
Pretty much through prayer. I'm human. Sometimes I feel very discouraged. Sometimes I feel discouraged at myself for not coping because the problem is so big. But I think prayer makes one know that we shouldn't give up because we're not alone. And even if it's a drop in an ocean, it will make a difference. If you can save one life, and more than one life is a bonus, it is worthwhile. That keeps me going.
It's unusual for a woman to be appointed to such a high government position, so we asked if she's encountered opposition from the men with whom she serves.
It's a man-dominated world, so there's always sometimes male egos to cope with, and sometimes suspicion that you want to dominate. And of course, if you're a very assertive person, it gets misinterpreted. But I think cope with it and accept it when you can't conquer it, but keep going, nevertheless.
Seeing so many other capable women in her work, the doctor has some wishes she would like to see fulfilled.
If I had a magic wand, I would really have more women in leadership, equal numbers, and allow women access to as many resources as men do access. Because I think women tend to be, we are groomed to manage right from the home. So we'll be better managers and we'll be able to stretch the resources to help and reach the people that are not reached presently. And I think that's where the need is. You know, we tend to see the detail. And I think the Lord has blessed women folk by noticing even what's not noticeable. So any country, any church would benefit by having more women leaders and giving them the resources, not just having them as tokens.
But Phetsile's view of gender relations is very balanced.
But you know, women are empathic people. Women are empathic people, and women has an extra sixth sense. They will see need where maybe men don't see it. And I don't say, well, women are better than men or men better than women, but I think we complement each other. Certainly if the church took more women to leadership positions and incorporated women's work, a lot would be gained because it would complement, it would be, make people feel that it's a living gospel. You know, because our faith should manifest through works also. The fruits of the Spirit should show.
This government minister is guided by a strong sense of justice and practicality. She has pressed for the creation of a juvenile court system, has fought tobacco companies for dumping product in Swaziland, has called for the death penalty for HIV-positive men who rape innocents, and for the right of nurses to carry guns for self-protection while serving the community. Phetsile's most recent assignment is the most challenging of her life. She has joined the new Partnership for Africa's Development to develop a cooperative plan for all Africa to address problems that cross borders, including the eradication of HIV/AIDS, malaria, cholera, and typhoid fever, and coordinating international response to natural disasters. Few are ever asked to find solutions of such vast breadth. And what do her children think of their famous mother?
Sometimes I worry that it kind of intimidates them, but as they grow older, I think they have appreciated that their mother is a woman that's being shared with other people in life, especially children. They have this wonderful love for children also. And I think that's the greatest gift, because they can always see who is needy and share old clothes with them or food with them, and that satisfies me.
So what has she told her own daughter about her future?
I've told my daughter to follow, pray hard for guidance from God, but follow her instincts and do what she thinks she has a passion for. Something that she thinks she can do for a lifetime and still enjoy and be useful to society. And I think those are the guidelines. And
would the doctor change anything if she could start life over again?
You know, I would not do a single thing differently. Even the suffering, even the tough periods I've gone through have taught me a lot. So I don't believe I'd choose a different career. I still love what I'm doing. I really enjoy it. It's just that there are not enough hours in the day to do all the things I need to do. And I wish I had a way of lengthening the days. But the Almighty God knows I enjoy what I'm doing. I wouldn't change anything.